Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Through the Years. In this episode we're going to catch the final couple of Pokemon on our journey in Kanto. And in the next episode we're going to actually finish up here in Kanto, provided that we don't die, that is. We do have a lot of Pokemon in the backup and I probably should actually show you what I have on the team. Everybody's level 55. Everybody is at the right level now to take on the Elite Four and the Champion. The highest level Pokemon in the entire Pokemon League, which is the Champion's Ace, I think is like level 63. We have to make it through Victory Road and then through 4 Elite Four members before we get there, so we'll probably have a couple of Pokemon at like 58 kind of ish. At that point it's just a matter of, are my highest level Pokemon also like a good type matchup of his highest level Pokemon? Or am I going to have to like be a little bit lower level? Let's go through the team real quickly before we actually get into the episode. We've got Nick, which has exactly 200 HP, 170 attack and 143 special. Has Bite, Hyper Beam, Hydro Pump and Surf. Then we have Zim the Dragonite, which you can see he has Surf and Strength. That is because he has 188 attack and 149 special. He has Surf, Blizzard, Strength and Dragon Rage. 2 special moves, one of which Blizzard in this generation actually good, 90% accuracy, doesn't have a lot of PP, but we're not going to need a lot of PP throughout this probably. And then Dragon Rage is just, it does 40 damage no matter what, so it's going to do a decent amount against Pokemon. And then Strength because I also wanted to have a physical move on him. Thanos, still alive somehow, has a 184 special stat with Psy Beam, Disable, Psychic and Recover. Nothing much changed there, but we're only going to ever use Psychic, realistically speaking. So, yeah. Then we have Zone with 104 physical attack, which is actually more than I thought it would be, and 129 defense. Good to keep in mind, that's actually a high defense set. 173 special with Thunderbolt, Swift, Toxic, because it's my most defensive Pokemon. And Supersonic. He also has 153 HP. Then we have Big D, which has 133 physical attack, 106 special with Earthquake. I went to get that in the sales company building. Double Kick, Surf and Strength as well. And then last but not least is Blaze, which just has about 130 across the board, all his stats 180 HP almost, with Fire Spin, very broken in this generation, Flamethrower, Slash and Fly. That all being said, we are going to be able to catch 2 more Pokemon. We're not going to be using them in this generation, but I have been thinking, and by the time this goes up, I will not have been that far into the next game yet, so you guys can leave your comments under this video. By the time I get to that point, I'll probably also ask it in the Discord server, so go join that one down below in the description, even though it'll be a while. But we've gone through the entirety of Kanto, and we have caught Pokemon throughout the entirety of Kanto. But in the next generation, we're also going to go through Kanto, so am I going to count that as already haven't had captures on those routes? Because they're the same routes, they have different catch lists. But technically speaking, they're the same routes and areas, right? But some of them actually have been changed because obviously you can't have the same scale. Kanto was a lot smaller in Gen 2. So I don't know if I'm going to allow myself to catch things in Gen 2 Kanto. Let's not catch a water type here. Because coming up, there's a little bit of grass which has like... The Pokemon are close to level 50 as it is. And I'm still hoping to run into some legendary somewhere. Because I still have the Master Ball and I've got 2 more encounters to do. I will also do the Moltres encounter probably in this episode. It kind of depends on how the timing goes, really. Okay, so this is our encounter for the... I don't know if this technically is a different route, but it's sure as hell is a different catch list from the route before, where we found Mewtwo. It might not be. It's higher levels anyway. I don't think we have a Seaking yet. It's level 41. I don't think we have a Seaking yet. So let's try to capture the Seaking. Do we? I haven't updated the list yet. I'm probably going to do that after Gen 1. That's a lot more damage than I thought it would be. Let's see, I don't see anything about a Sea King or a Gold Beam here, so I'm going to assume that we haven't caught any of them yet. And this should just do the trick. I've only got 9 Ultra Balls, probably should have bought a couple more. The thing is, as I said before, my team is so good at this point that, at least as far as Gen 1 Pokemon go, I don't think I want anything. Waterfall exists in Gen 1? Wait, what? What? I could have sworn that it was a Gen 3 move. I was 100% certain that's a Gen 3 move, but apparently not. Apparently it's in Gen 1. Also, why am I using a Pokeball here? I want to waste the Pokeballs on it, and it seems like Ultra Balls aren't doing that well either way, so I'm going to have to get lucky anyway, so I might as well try to get lucky with something that I'm never going to use after this anymore anyway. Let's try to waste all of our Pokeballs first. You see, it worked! Also, Nick, like, half died there. How am I going to call Sea King? What am I going to call him? I know it's not particularly like a Sea King, but I was thinking I had a Little Mermaid. It was like King Trident, I think he's called, or something. Trident? Something like that. It's probably not King Trident because his weapon is a trident. I don't know what his name is off the top of my head, but he is a king of the sea, so he's a Sea King. And I was like, I don't know what he's called, let alone how to spell it. So I'm just going to go with the next best thing, being Ariel. So Ariel the Sea King, Sea Queen, I suppose, is the second to last member of our team to be added. And we have the Earth Badge. Let's go into Victory Road and see what our final encounter for this game is going to be, as I try to find out how this strength puzzle works. I hate strength puzzles, I really do. Let's see, who you have strength, you do. Like half my team have strength, I know. The good thing about strength is that you... I wasn't quite sure if I could step on those tiles. Apparently, yes, you can. I haven't run into any Pokemon quite yet, so this is either going very well or very not well. Okay, there we go. Our encounter for Victory Road is going to be Drill. That worked out fairly well for me, naming wise. Beedrill. I was very afraid that Beedrill was going to die there. So this shouldn't be too difficult to catch, I imagine. I'm not going to use Beedrill. I might use Beedrill at the start of the next generation, to be honest, because having a Pokemon that evolves into its final evolution at level 10, probably not a bad idea. Probably gonna use Weedle at the start of Gen 2. I've also been thinking about not starting Gen 2 with a full team of 6, obviously, because that will be a little bit overpowered. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to allow myself to just like our starter Pokemon is going to be the first Pokemon. I can switch it out for any Pokemon I want, but it's going to be my first Pokemon. Until then, I'm not allowed to have any other Pokemon. With the starter Pokemon, that's kind of obvious. I'm going to have to go back to the Pokemon Center after this, which is a little bit pathetic. But then, I'm not going to be allowed to add a second member to the team until I actually catch the second member. So, I'll probably like run into a Pidgey or something. It's randomized, so it could be anything actually. On route, I don't know what route it is. I think it's like route 28, 26, 27, something like that. The first route in the game. When I capture the Pokemon there, I'm going to be allowed to get 2 Pokemon on the team. And then when I catch the next Pokemon, I'm allowed 3 Pokemon on the team. Even if between all those points, the things I have been using so far died. That's the way I'm going to be building up the team. So Probably by the first gym, we're not going to have a full team of 6 yet. We might. We might not. It's... I don't know Johto that well off the top of my head. Okay, so we got Beedrill. I mean... What are we gonna call Beedrill, for fuck's sake? Have we had a Beedrill before? I feel like we've had a Beedrill before. I feel like we've had a Beedrill before. I don't remember. So I'm going to call you... What am I going to call you? Beedrill is kind of like a... It's not a boring Pokemon, it's a fairly well-designed Pokemon. It just doesn't remind me of anything. It's not even a bee, it's more of a... It's a wasp, isn't it? I don't know. Especially Mega Beedrill, that thing's definitely a wasp because it looks evil. Wasps are evil. I'm going to call you... I don't know. Let me think for a moment. It's going to be Fred the Beedrill. Why, you might ask? I have no good answer for you there. Yeah, it's just going to be Fred the Beedrill. I don't know why. Oh my god, do I have an antidote? Do I have an antidote? I've got 2 antidotes. That's 1 more than I need at the moment. I think I had a couple of super potions. There we go. So we're going to be able to actually use Nick throughout this fucking thing because we're probably going to need to use Nick because Nick is probably one of our best Pokemon at the moment. Together with Thanos and Zim. Actually, we've got a pretty good team. Again, as I said before. Fuck you! That could have been our encounter. We got a Beedrill. We got a Beedrill. Could have been an Articuno. Or a Hitmonlee, I guess. We already have a Hitmonlee. It's just a Hitmonchan. That makes no sense if you've not watched the episodes where Lee was on the team. And there we go, Slowbro. Our starter Slowbro is actually still alive. Which means that there is a, somewhat legitimate chance that in the next generation we can use a Slowking. I just need to figure out how trade evolutions work with items. Probably just level them up with that item, right? I imagine so. But then we just need to find the King's Rock, and I think we can get a Slowking, which would be very good for us. One of those things up there is a TM, the other is a rare candy. I don't care about either, if I'm being honest. I think we're a high enough level that a rare candy isn't going to matter. And I think whatever the TM is, the movesets on all of our Pokemon is good enough. As a matter of fact, I dare say it's actually a pretty good moveset. I'm also very happy to see that Articuno isn't a very common encounter. Because if it turned out Articuno was like a Zubat in here... I know Zubats are in the Victory Road usually, right? I would have been annoyed. I would have been somewhat annoyed. Because I would have liked an Articuno. Articuno definitely not one of the best legendary birds. As a matter of fact, out of the 3, I'd probably say... Well, Moltres isn't that good either. Zapdos is pretty good. But especially in this generation, I don't know if Moltres is that good. Because Moltres doesn't really have a lot of fire-type moves yet. Where Articuno has a little bit more of a moveset, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Also, I didn't even remember this NPC exists. Might be a yellow exclusive. Probably isn't. But it might be. It just might be. Okay, so... I guess we bite? We don't bite. That doesn't do anything, right? No, it doesn't. You're a Clefairy, of course it doesn't do anything! Silly me. By the way, next episode we're going to do both the Elite Four and the Cerulean Cave. No matter how long it ends up taking, we're going to do both. Let's stay in with Nick. I'm not taking any risks. You're a ground type already, I believe, so I can just serve and murder you. Yeah, I don't think the Elite Four and Champion fight together will take half an hour. Anyway, Cerulean Cave, I don't know how long it'll take. It'll probably take a little bit. So next episode might be a little bit longer as a result of that because I'm doing both. I think both of them separated are too short for separate episodes, right? It might be a little bit too long for just one episode, but I don't know what else to do. Because I'm not going to go into Cerulean Cave, do that, and then have the first 10 or so minutes of Gen 2 in that same video. The start of Gen 2 is going to be the start of a new video. I'm not going to switch mid-video to a new generation. We did do that before in the race format through the years, but that was mostly just because the start of a generation... I feel like I'm missing something. That's a pigeon. The start of a generation there, they happen mid-episode sometimes, and because it's just... We didn't plan like when to end the generation like I am now, because we were racing. So it was just get to the end as quickly as you humanly can, and that's a Squirtle. And sometimes that was just in the middle of an episode, and we just like... As a matter of fact, the speed at which you can open a new ROM kind of did matter. Like, it mattered as a matter of seconds, but... Sometimes, when you're neck and neck, that's a submission. That might not be a bad move, to be honest. A matter of seconds can be quite a big difference. Hey, Rapidash, I already have you, so bye. I'm a bit lost, gonna be honest. I think I need to... What do I need to do? Don't I need to throw some boulders down holes or something? I'm speeding through the random encounters. I'm sorry if that annoys anybody. I'm not really that sorry, to be honest, but if it annoys you, I'm a little sorry. Don't worry, I'm a little sorry. I need to not use the speed button. I've been very good at not using the speed button throughout the last couple of playthroughs. There's the last couple of episodes. It's been a while. It's been difficult, and just as difficult as it is for me to talk today, apparently. Especially now, because why am I trying to use an item for strength? I don't know. Between last episode and this one, I did some grinding. And now seeing how high level the Pokemon are here in Victory Road, I definitely made a bit of a mistake on that one. Because, yeah, the Pokemon mentioned had high level Pokemon, but the highest level Pokemon were level 40. The lowest level Pokemon here are level 40. And there were a lot of Ghastly, and turns out a lot of the moves I have not very effective against Ghastly, and they don't give a lot of experience. Then again, there were also Gyarados and Dragonite in there. So I think I just like that averages out. And I did about 2 hours of non-stop grinding, and at the end of it, my hand hurt quite a bit, because unlike the DS emulator, where you have a toggle for the speed button, pay attention here for a moment, will you? You can get your boulder stuck here if you don't pay attention. And I have in the past, like, plenty of times. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. It's, no more room for items. Fuck you. Oh yeah, so I had to hold down the speed button the entire time I was playing. Which then means that if you're doing that for like 15 minutes, that's fine. But the speed button I have mapped is the left trigger on my Xbox 360. Again, talking hard. On my Xbox 360 controller, right? So that, after half an hour, starts to become unpleasant trying to hold that down, because there's a spring under it, which is trying to push it back up. And you have to keep your finger on it the entire fucking time. And after 2 hours, it actually hurt. My finger actually hurt. I was holding the controller with like a very weird grip, just so that I could use my middle finger to press down the button, because it has a little bit like more power, and it wasn't as fatigued. So that was a weird experience grinding for that long. I hope that I get to Gen 4 quickly, so that grinding can become a little bit easier again. I was kind of figuring that I couldn't avoid both of you, but I wanted to try. I really did. Because I still don't know. Every time I make it through this Victory Road, it's by pure accident. I never know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, other than switch out against a Magneton when I have a Water Flying type out, because that seems like a recipe for disaster. But we can go into Big D, because guess what? Abilities aren't a thing yet, so Magneton doesn't have Levitate. I don't think Magneton usually has Levitate, does it? I think it might, actually. Does it? Let's check. Let's Google. Let's Google this. I think it does. It definitely does, right? Magneton. Big D is confused. I know, you're gonna hit yourself with confusion. You didn't hit yourself with confusion. It definitely has Levitate, usually. It has Magnet Pool or Sturdy. So no it does not. But what does Magnet Pool do? Trap Steel type foes. Okay, so it doesn't have Sturdy. It has Sturdy. It doesn't have Levitate usually, which means that ground type attacks are even more powerful against it in Gen 2 onwards. Pinsir. That's something for Blaze, because holy fuck, Flamethrower is so much better than Amber. I have an itchy nose. It's, oh my god. Again, it's probably to do with the fact that I talk so much. Just vibrations, and especially when you have like... I've had a cold for the past like 2 weeks, right? And it's finally a little bit gone, so now this is a little bit gross, but like there's a little like hairs in your nose, which when there's vibration, Mr. Mime, I think that's that, by the way. You might have noticed, by the way, I got rid of Venom because it just kind of sucks. But that does mean that my only bug type move is also gone now. So, I don't know, let's just power through it with the Zim. So yeah, now that my nose isn't like stuffed up 24/7 anymore, the little hairs have room to vibrate and then itch me from the inside out. Which is really fucking gross. Just like talking about it like this. So I'm gonna stop talking about it like this. I think we might like have a longer episode on our hands today as well, because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Oh, that's the thing I'm supposed to do. That's the thing I'm supposed to do. Gimme. And that's the exit. So I'm supposed to push you to the left, right? Yeah, I am. Pidgeot, can you fuck off? I would have liked a Pidgeot. To be honest, I would have liked a lot of things. I would have liked the Articuno. I still haven't run into a new Articuno, have I? I've only run into one Articuno so far. Maybe two. So you know what we're going to do here? We're going to take our controller, press the left trigger and do this. That was a huge fail. Okay, so our Pokemon are weaker here. Level 31 is the weakest I've run into so far, I think. Okay, so let's try that again. We're going to press the left trigger, and then we're going to do this. That saved us so much fucking time, it's unreal. And I think this is the exit of Victory Road. I think there's one more trainer to battle. No, there is not. There's one more Pokemon to run away from, and that is the end of Victory Road. Which means that I'm going back in and taking care of Moltres. Except I'm not, because what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get an escape rope so I can get out easily. Do I have an escape rope on hand? I do not. So I'm going to go see if I can buy an escape rope. Hopefully I can, and if I can, I'm going to use that to... Why do you have to make this a puzzle as well? It's my question. Why do you have to make this, like, walking towards the Elite Four a puzzle? Also, it's Indigo Plateau. Oh, that's funny. Do you sell escape ropes, my good sir? I think you might. Not. You definitely don't. Okay. We've got plenty of time. I think we can make it back out in time. Especially if we use the speed button. Actually, why the fuck do I even care about Moltres? I haven't done Zapdos. I haven't done Articuno. I'm not going to do Moltres. Why was I thinking I needed to do Moltres? Fuck that. We're ending the episode here. It's a little bit of a shorter episode today. But next episode is probably going to be a little bit longer because we're taking care of the final bosses of the game. First and foremost, we're taking on the Elite Four. And then we're going into Cerulean Cave where we fight whatever Mewtwo turns into with the randomizer. And it's going to still be level 70. And we're not going to be anywhere close to level 70. So that's going to be interesting. Until the next time, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video and are hyped for the end of Gen 1. I want to point out, by the way, all the advantages Pokemon 3 years gives you in the long term, they don't apply to Gen 1. So far, there has just been a randomizer on Nuzlocke of Pokemon Yellow. And I don't want to hype myself up too much, but I've been doing very fucking well. We've made it all the way to the Indigo Plateau, and we have an entire team of level 55 Pokemon, which admittedly that's just a matter of grinding. But we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 Pokemon alive in the box. That's a total of 25 Pokemon we have at the end of the game. I think that's a new record for me. I think that's just a new record, maybe. Probably not. There's been someone who has done a Nuzlocke without any death. And to those people I say, that's kind of boring, don't you think? I'll see you all back next time when we take on the Elite Four. And inevitably, we're going to lose one or two team members. Bye.